Hey Bunny fans, I am really excited to introduce our brand new member spotlight series, which is exclusive to Fiona's Happy Bunny Club. In this new series, I'm going to be interviewing members of our bunny club about various different issues they have encountered with their bunnies. As bunny guardians, we have a wealth of experience between us, and so it's really beneficial to hear from each other about what the experience has been like as a bunny owner. It's all very well to hear about things from a vet or read about them online, but to actually talk to somebody who's been through something can really help us with advocating for our bunnies and caring for them better. This is a snippet of our first member spotlight with Joanne, whose bunny Snowy suffered from a head tilt more than 2 years ago. And she talked to us about what the experience of discovering his head tilt was like, and how the prognosis and treatment went, and what it is like now for them living with Snowy with his head tilt. You don't very often hear success stories of bunnies that have had head tilt. Quite often they sadly have to be put down, but in this case, Joanne managed to pull Snowy through it, and he is now living his best life with not one but two bunny wives. The full interview with Joanne is available exclusively on Fiona's Happy Bunny Club, and there are many more member spotlights coming up. Shortly, we will have one with Sonia, who runs a rabbit rescue in Iceland, and we will also be talking to Patrice about recurring teeth surgeries that Rowley has to have. Our members will be talking to us about their experiences with different issues they've had with their bunnies. It is a unique way to learn from each other and not available anywhere else. So I hope you'll pop on over and join us.
I suppose, John, like, was it when he was having the spasms? Was it like when you were going to pick him up? Was it like he was almost having like a seizure? Is that what it kind of looked like? Like he was like all shaking, and did he kind of go stiff?
It was just doing the flipping over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, all I could
Like a
remember.
flop, but
Was,
more intense than a flop, kind of.
yeah, it was literally
Yeah.
like he was, like a human does a somersault. He was doing
Oh
like a
yeah,
somersault, but on a side
yeah.
roly poly.
Ah,
That was
Yeah,
okay.
immediately when it happened. First of all, that's what he was doing.
yeah, 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 and it flipped sort of from one side to the other, and it did. As he was starting to improve, he got to the point where he would fall over, and then he could flip himself back up again. It was actually quite amusing,
Oh,
in a horrible kind of way. Because yeah, at first he would do flip flop, flip flop, flip flop, spinny thing, and he would only stop when he crashed into a wall or a chair or whatever, and we'd have to pick him up and put him back on his feet. But then he got to the point where he could just like jerk his muscle and just jerk himself back upright. Yeah, I mean, if we'd gone with what the vet said, if we'd had sort of thought, oh, it's coming up to Christmas, he isn't improving, put him to sleep, we wouldn't have had him for the last 2 years.
Yeah. And you probably didn't think he'd even last that long, even if he did.
And the day he was like moonwalking backwards, that was really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
oh.
I don't think he could, even if you were sort of, enticing him with food backwards, I don't think he could walk backwards now. I think he'd turn round and follow it.
Yes.
But yeah, it's so weird how he could walk backwards better than forwards.
I suppose if they've got like a vertigo in
Mm,
their heads, maybe it just made sense to them to walk backwards. Yeah. It'll be interesting actually when we get Lindsay in to talk to us in November because she's going to cover neurological issues.
Oh,
So we get some more information there about what the latest is. So it'd be interesting to see what Lindsay says about that now, whether there's anything else that she can recommend or anything. But I think it's just really good to be aware of it, isn't it? Because they're fine an hour or two before and it just comes on.